podcast is brought to you by Audible. You can get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/designrecharge. There's over 180,000 titles you can choose from for your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle, or your MP3 player. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 306 of Design Recharge. And I'm not here alone, but I am alone. I'm here with a bunch of my friends in the chat, and I'm going to talk to you about something that you have to do when you're trying to launch something. And so Doc's in my group, and Amy's in my group, and Amy's here. Hey, Amy. And Josh is here. A lot of people popping in, so I'm glad. So what I did in 2014 was what you don't do, is I put all this time and effort into this course. I didn't beta test it. Well, I did sort of, but not as much as I should have. And it covered way too much stuff. So then I sent one email, told people about it, and nobody bought. And it's really still sort of like, oh, nobody bought, but it was one email. How many emails do you get a day? How many do I just delete? A ton. I'm sorry, I love my friend Dustin, but he sends me a lot of emails, and I can't always open all his emails because I know they're not always, they're him. And I love his emails. He's a great writer, but I just don't have time, right? We all are like that. Demi's totally on me on my time. Thankfully, I'm super thankful. I can't wait. You guys are going to get to meet Demi. He's going to talk to us about time management and how he's kind of attacked it, and he's helping me with this. I'm super thankful. So one of the things that I've been working on for quite a while is I built a mastermind group. I didn't build it. I don't know what. I asked these people to come and be part of a mastermind group 2 years ago. So it's girls, it's just women. It's like 6 women from all over. And it really started, one of my old students, alumni, Carol Ann, she was kind of in a rough place, and she just she was on this tiny little island in Washington called Whidbey Island. And so she had to it was like forever. And she had to go across the island to see anybody. And so she just needed but she had internet. So she just needed some community, and I need community, but like a deeper community. And so I feel like, a lot of us know each other, or I feel like I know you because we've talked or we've met at a conference or whatever. And I feel like we're friends. Maybe you don't, but I feel like we're friends, even if I haven't ever met you in person. And I'm super thankful that you guys show up. So for the people who don't show up, you can always come live. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's on Wednesdays at 1:30 Central Time. You can do the math the other times. So it's late for Demi. I don't know what, you're 6 hours ahead of me. What I wanted to do was create something where, and I was really pushed. So Dustin had been talking to me, Dustin Lee of Retro Supply, and my friend Chris Doe had been talking to me about creating a group and something that it's kind of like a mastermind, but maybe a little bit, more people than in a mastermind. It wouldn't be just a round table, how it kind of has been for the last 3 months, but it's a 3-month thing. It's a commitment for 3 months. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead. It's called the Power Station. So if you notice the title of this, which maybe you did or maybe you didn't, hey Bonnie, is that is this for you. So I did this whole thing with 4s, and I went to lunch with Suzanne, and I was pitching this to her and telling her. She was like, why the 4s? And I was like, I don't remember why, but I entitled this, is this for you? And so it's kind of like a memory thing. I don't know. I guess that's like a gimmick. It's a sham wow, right? A little bit. Sorry. But it's a way for us to remember. And I've gotten a lot of interest from people. When I talk about my mastermind group, people are like, how do you get involved in this? How do you do this? And really, you don't need me. You can do this on your own. But I have created this group, and it's called the Power Station. And I have done 3 months of testing. Now I think I've finally gotten a groove. And I think, there were some weeks where I felt like I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And really, I feel like I'm just a facilitator. I'm learning just as much. It's not like I have some big, the Oz kind of thing. It's like we're just in this thing together, and I'm learning, and I'm going to share what I'm learning. But other people in the group are sharing what they're learning. And I think, facilitator. That's it. Amy's in the group. That she knows. So it's just facilitation, but it kind of keeps the ball rolling. It kind of gives us a path to go on, and kind of sets the stage. And so what it is, so here's where the 4s come in. Ready? It's not really a good segue, but it's me. Okay, first, before we start that, one thing I think is really important, I wrote these down last night. So being in community, just being a part of a community. And this is something that people you trust. And how do you know you trust them? You're just coming in. So that's one thing. I'm kind of vetting these people that you're coming in. I'm asking you 3 or 4 questions to see if this is really a good time for you. I don't want you to waste your money because it's not free, but I am giving anybody on the Design Recharge list is going to get a special link, and it's going to be 15% off for this first time. So you could do, and if you do it for a whole year, you're going to get 20% off if you wanted to. Anyway, so it's quite a bit of savings actually. And I did the math about Starbucks. You know, people like Starbucks. I don't drink coffee. Clearly, I don't need it. But I drink Diet Dr. Pepper, but I have been drinking caffeine free, just as a side note. So one of the things about this community that we have is we are purposeful. We are also honest and open. And that means that we are going to share our successes and our failures. I actually feel like we learn from each other's failures just as much as we learn from each other's successes. So purposeful is really important. And that's one of the questions that you ask, I'm asking, that you have to answer to get into this group. Meaning, do you have a clear objective of what you want to do? Because this is a 3-month group, so you're making a 3-month commitment, because really it's a little too hard to like have a goal and then get it done in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I mean, small goals, yeah. And we can do small goals, but we probably are going to break things down and maybe be a little bit more purposeful than we had as in the beta group where I was failing often. We're going to watch another video today, thanks to Emily. Honest and open, meaning we're not going to sugarcoat things. And a lot of people have responded in that. So tomorrow night on one of our calls, which y'all aren't a part of, Amy and Doc and Dustin and some other people are in that. So we are giving honest feedback. And so that's one question we're going to ask. If you don't want to share, you don't want to have feedback, then obviously I would say, hey, do you want to share your stuff on Thursday night? And then you would write back, no. And it would be okay. But if you don't want that, then that's totally fine. I can get a lot out of other people's stuff. Like, to be honest, I'm in a group and I never share my stuff. I guess I'm too intimidated or something to share my website, or because I'm working on it and it feels whatever. I never share, but I always get a ton out and I write a ton of notes and I can go back and do other things to my site later. So I'm learning from other people and what the feedback they're getting. I always think with my students, I always think that, critiques are the best time. That's the best lecture. It's not a lecture, it's a time for us to get. So there will be some critiques if you want. Obviously, if you don't want, you don't have to. I have notes here. It's empathetic. I'm asking you to be empathetic, meaning care about what other people are doing and have empathy about where they are and maybe thinking about where they are and where you are. And that may be 2 different places. And always asking, hey, are you open to some feedback? There needs to be clarity around what your goal is. It needs to be measurable. We're going to do SMART goals. One thing when you're alone or you're not in a group that's focused, it sort of feels like a vacuum where either you're not getting real feedback or you don't know how, if it's not working, you don't know how to pivot and recalibrate and try something else. Because the vacuum kind of you're like, I'm going to keep doing this. And this isn't working. So when you have other people, they can give you ideas, but you can also, instead of just being the person that's getting the information, the ideas from somebody else, you can also see what other people, if there's 40 of us in there, it's 40 different people doing different things. And we can learn from these people. It's not that big right now. It's 7 people plus me. So we're going to share, very important to not only share our successes, but also where we failed and how we think we failed. And we're measuring these things on this weekly basis. So we are starting now doing this paragraph of progress. And it's really just a 5 or 6 question. It's not even a paragraph. Just a survey that you're supposed to fill out. And maybe there's a couple places, to have a little bit longer answer, but shouldn't take you long, but it requires you to go back and see how it's doing. Like Demi today asked me, hey, how's the time management doing? And I actually feel a lot better. I think probably taking last week off and the week before off really helped me. And I actually the week of July 4th, I still had a lot of meetings, but last week I didn't have any meetings, I don't think. And it was just I feel regenerated, I guess. Regenerated? I don't know if that's the right word. Rejuvenated. Yeah, Deborah. I kept thinking about these fours. I don't know. I don't know what I was listening to that got me. Oh, I could do this analogy with fours. So I kind of wanted to kind of frame it, but it's not like it just says four. It's 4 steps for this. No, it's more than 4. Sorry. Here's where we start. Everybody starts with a goal, a 3-month goal in the group. And it's called the power station. Because I'm trying to do all energy. And I really do feel like, what a power, if it was just power was just singularly on a pole and we could get as much from it as possible, everybody would plug into that pole. You guys know about the internet, right? Like if you have a ton of people on your box, you're going to be slower. You're going to buffer through your videos or your, Netflix, whatever's that you're watching. And it sucks. Big time. We want a power station. We want this place where we can come together, and because we're bound, we are stronger, and the energy is multiplied. It's kind of like love. I think love is a multiplier. I drew this one time and it said love is a multi, and then I wrote pliers. I had a drawing of pliers. Anyway, it didn't go over. Oh, well, but you got to try, fail, fail, fail. Love is a multiplier. I think it's a multiplier. It's the same way with this kind of energy, these ideas, when they come together, everybody kind of grows, unless you're just stubborn. And then if that's that, then you're not going to be able to answer one of the questions in a way that I want for this group. So it means that you are ready to make a move and you're ready to make a commitment to your business. And so this is a group for people who are taking their business, hoping to take their business to the next level. And we're doing it incrementally, right? In 3 months. So there's 4 quarters in a year. Maybe that's how I got my 4s. But here we go. We're going to start. Are you ready? This is great. You guys are going to be like, this is not as good as you said. Anyway, at least Suzanne said it was okay. The first thing is you're starting with a goal. So I think about like our 401k, right? Some of us don't have those, but maybe you're doing something, right? Some sort of investment in the future, right? You put a little away. That's what this is. You are growing your business incrementally month by month. And that's how a 401k grows. The earlier you do it, right, the better for your retirement. Demi says, and he's from Greece, but he's in London. He said like a pension. Yeah, sort of. But we can pay into that. So anybody can do a 401k. Some companies they match or they do something like that. Carly said, putting in forethought. Oh, I like that. Good job. So it's planning for your future, and it's planning for your business future. So what we do normally, if you get paid by the month or you get paid whatever by the week or every 2 weeks or whatever, however you people get paid, if you're working a job, if you're not, if you're like me and you have a side business and a regular job, or if you're like Demi and you're just working for yourself, it's really, really, really important that you don't only just save money for taxes, but that you also put money to your future. If you don't want to, I kind of want to work until I die, but that could just be me. But like some people like to not work. I don't know. But it's something that you put out further, because you may, and when you're 80, you may not want to build websites anymore. Or maybe there's going to be like some other new magic thing that we have. So anyway, 401k, we're planning for our future and we're planning incrementally, and we're going to attack it for our business. This is for your side hustle. If you're a side hustler, this is for your business. If this is you and me in our business and we're growing our business. And then you're going to do research. And that's the 411, right? Anybody? Scott from Arizona, Jeremy, you guys probably remember. You could call on the phone and dial instead of 911, right? For emergencies. We didn't get to the 9s today. It's just 411. And that was for information. I don't know if I ever called that. Like at Auburn, we had this thing. You could call and ask them any crazy questions at 4 Union. And it was really fun. But anyway, the 411. So you have to do your research. It's not like you're just coming and you're getting served. You actually have to do some work. And then you're going to expect to fail. You're going to get a 404 message, right? We've gotten that when we've gone to a website. Hey, this is the website you were looking for, the web page you were looking for no longer exists. So that to me is a failure, but we don't ever look at that as a failure. We just go back to Google and try to find somebody else, right? It's the same way with our clients. If they can't find what they're looking for, they're going to keep looking. If you're the right answer, they're going to keep looking for you. And I think we just have to expect to fail. So this is where the video comes in. I'm going to share my screen. Can't wait to show you guys this. Okay. You've probably seen it. I did post it. All right. So let's see. I don't think you really need to hear it, but this is a little kid and she's kind of far away. It's not a very good stool. And so if you look, she's hitting it. So she's hitting it. She's kind of getting her ground. She's feeling around it with her feet. So because that's her goal, is to get on it with her feet. Her goal wasn't to get on it with her hands. So she's trying to see what it feels like to get to the right place on that stool. She must have been told that she needed to stand so far back. That's the only reason I can think. I don't know about science, but maybe there's some science that you have to do it. But watch her focus, especially at the end. But watch, she continues to hit and she kind of regresses a little bit. She gets almost on and then she kind of falls again. We'll keep watching. So that was a really good one. And she landed on her feet. And that was another good one. Now the next one's a total failure. Oh, nope, that one was a good one. That one was the failure. She went back, way back. She could have just held on the ground. Almost got it that time. You saw that. There was hope. And then there was encouragement. You can do it. Get up there. And now watch her focus. Watch her focus. And she did it. I love that. And I'm not really crying, just maybe a little bit. I just read Demi's. He said, designers don't retire, they stop having clients. But she never stopped knowing that she was going to get on it. You know what I mean? I think so many of us, and this is what happens when you're in a vacuum. When you're in a vacuum, you are in your head. And one of the biggest things that we've had kind of come across in this group to me is two people were friends, but they didn't talk a ton. And they both had conversations with each other in their heads. Although I love vacuuming. Matt says vacuum equals bad, but vacuum does equal bad in this case. And that's why we need community and a group that's really going to be honest and open. And honesty is really important. And okay, so you have two people, right? Let's just call them Jody and Judy. There's nobody in our group named Jody and Judy. Jody is trying to do something and wants to do it with Judy and Jody thinks that Judy isn't going to like the product. So Jody has this conversation. I got to keep working on it. Well, they have this conversation together. Oh yeah, we should do this, blah, blah, blah. And then they go apart and they live their little lives. And then Judy is thinking, oh, I guess Jody doesn't want to work with me. I guess Jody maybe doesn't really think that I could help them, or maybe they can make more money on their own. Do you see how two different people, Jody and Judy, are having this conversation all on their own? But really, it was the conversation was that somebody doesn't want to work with me, or that it's not good enough. And this person thinks it's good enough right now. And this person thinks that this person won't, you know what I mean? And really, it was like this eye-opening thing where these two people came together and then they shared. And I was like, do you guys realize that you've had conversations alone in a vacuum in your head when you really, if you'd just come together and been honest and open, then you could have moved forward and you could have been making money a lot earlier. So I love that. So you have to do the research. 411, you have to expect to fail. 404, expect to get those 404 messages, but don't give up. Like that little kid, it's kind of like Steven breaking the board. I imagine his inner thoughts, but that kid that we saw never was like crying, never got to the point of despair, was just focused. Like, I guess she just knew she could do it. she knew she could do it. She just had to practice. And I think that is what we are doing together. We are practicing and sharing. Hey, I tried this. I tried to jump up this way and, and it didn't work. And because I'm sharing my process, I'm able to help all the other people in the group. So I'm not only asking for people to share their successes, I'm asking for them to share results. So results could be nothing, right? I'm having a really no result day. But there are some things that we've uncovered just from trying things. And I think we just have to, sometimes we're hitting off because I think we're not ready to land on top. And so some of it's mindset things. I think that she focused there at the end. I mean, it was kind of a long wait, like really focused. That was the longest it seemed like she'd waited. Of course, they could have been speeding up the video. So then here's the beauty. And this we all can get because we're designers, right? We are all different individual colors, right? Cyan, magenta, yellow, black. Well, individually, again, this is where the vacuum comes in. Not that great. A yellow, can't really read that type. Yellow and black, it's okay, but not as good as if it comes together with cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Lord, and if you get a 6-color process, green and red, right? Isn't that the two that are at green and orange is in the 6 color. But can you imagine if we have a even bigger, right? Like we have more amazing colors that are coming in and we are coming into this process. And again, this is the joint. This is where we become better because we are not a single entity anymore. We are a group and we're learning from that group. Yeah. I do love spot printing. Absolutely. There's totally, but think about it, Doc. It's like Judy and Jody, they could make beautiful colors, just 2 colors together. So sometimes there might be partnerships in that. So like Demi and I met in a group. Now we have something that I'm going to be able to share because him and I had a conversation alone. And I think that sometimes it's just about creating a place where people can meet people that are very like-minded. So that's one of the things that I'm asking is, do you have a goal? Where do you want your business to go? And are you really committed to that? So that we all have that singular kind of focus. So then the last part, so we come together, the 4-color process. And then the last part is the part that's really on me. And that's the insulator. So there is a 4th grade electricity. I love that I can bring it back in the electricity. Because, my dad worked for the power company for like 35 years. So it has to come back. So, Design Recharge is a plug. I know like Demi over in the UK, anybody else over there, you may not realize like that's what our plugs look like, the wall outlet thing. That's what it, like his face, the Design Recharge little dude. That's what his face. It'll be here, probably over here since I'm doing it by myself. It's not here right now, but it will be in YouTube. Here. I'm just kidding. It will be, but whatever. So 4th grade. So there's 1 phase and 3 phase. Maybe you don't. I learned a little bit about electricity yesterday. Don't ask me about those 2. But anyway, there's like 1 phase and 3 phase. Well, there's also this 4th grade electricity. I feel like it's in 4th grade. Do you remember your 4th grade teacher? I do. We read the K and it was Miss Forbes, which I think is so weird. It's another 4. So crazy. So this 4th grade electricity is insulators. They are protecting so that it's not allowing any heat or electricity to kind of pass through these insulators. Anyway, I don't know that much about it. But an insulator, I'm acting as an insulator. So an insulator is what my role is. So 1, to keep us guiding through, but in the power station, there is this safety. And so if somebody's kind of going off the chain and really ranting on somebody, I will have that conversation with them because it's not appropriate. And we kind of set the stage every week. We know, especially in the beginning of the 3-month period, it is a time for us to come together and be open and honest and ask if people are ready for feedback. And nobody is the victim. If they want some suggestions, we will give them suggestions. But sometimes people are dealing with mindset issues. Sometimes people are dealing with landing pages or some technical issue. But that's great that we can come together and do this together. Oh, there was one more. I forgot. Boogers, I forgot to put it in the right spot. What I want you to think of, and I should have really known. Anyway, there's category 4 hurricanes. Now, hurricanes go up to category 5, but those people are just making messes, right? Not that any hurricane's good, but I think about like category 1's what we had this past weekend with Barry, and it was kind of meh. nothing. It didn't even get windy. It just was really rainy. I'm sure it was windy for other people. We were on the bad side of the storm. Anyway, it was like nothing. We didn't even have yard trash, people. Like we had like 2 limbs down. Like a regular rainstorm pulls more. Anyway, bring it, Barry. That was its name. Anybody who doesn't know. I think we should be like category 4. So we want to make our mark, but we don't want to go down in infamy like something. Well, maybe you do want to be a category 5. Well, then you just take it to a category 5 level. I'm actually a little bit more realistic, and I think category 4 is pretty good for me. Maybe that's sharing a little too much about my not being able to be a big dreamer, which could be a problem. Maybe I'll need to be working on that. But I think category 4 really makes a mark. Like, I'm pretty sure Katrina was a 4. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I want you to make a mark. I don't want you to be this devastator, right? But I want you to make a mark in your industry, in your niche that you're working on, so that people know you are the one. So like whenever I say Hurricane Katrina, she was a cat 5. Boogers. Would have been great if she was a 4, but she was really devastating. I mean, totally devastating. But there were others, right? I mean, it depends on where you live, how devastating it was. Mississippi, it was terrible. Katrina was way worse. And it was like people's were wiped out. It was just really bad in New Orleans because of the levees. That has to do with engineering. So I'm just going to go back through them. 401k, right? You're going to plan. You're going to do the research for 411. You're going to expect 404 failure messages or redirections. The image I used this week was arrows, like going in a whole bunch. Like it's finding your direction, but you've got to figure out where your hit is. So maybe the category 4 is I should kick that out. Doc says, well, you have to be a 4 before you can be a 5. That's true. And you always go from a 5 to a 4 back. And then we are going and we are doing our 4-color process. We're coming in together and becoming stronger. We're having that community that support. I always think good typography, it supports the message, just like this community is really supporting each other in what their business goals are. And I think that the more people we have, the more answers we have. And then we can really focus in, because that's what it's best for us to focus in. And I think that maybe that's one of my superpowers, is helping people see what their focus is. It's just through conversation. And then we're making a mark with the category 4. And then we are insulated. We are safe. We are, nobody's sharing these things. These are safe places that you can get your fears out and expressed and explained, and we can come back and kind of give you some feedback on that if you're ready. One thing I know that people have asked for is critique. So this week in the thing, we're going to be doing critiques. And I think we will be doing this on a more regular basis, sharing successes and failures on a regular basis. Whether we do 1 or 2 or 3 a week, it just depends. I just want to encourage you. I wanted to tell you about the Power Station. It does open next Monday, the 22nd, and it's going to be open for a week. It will close on Sunday, the 29th, and then we will meet on that August 1st, that's a Thursday. So we will start our next 3 month on that day. Just so you know, if you're on my list, you will get a 15% discount. So that means $85 a month. So that is, if you do the math, 85 times 3 is 255 divided by 13, because it's about 13 weeks, or it could be 15 weeks. I'm just doing 13. That's $19.62 a meeting. People spend, I don't know if you like Starbucks, but I did a little research about what people spend. On an average order, you'll spend between $3.43 and $4.43. And some people spend an average of $7. So this is about $1,459 annually. And that's a lot of money. So if you're getting, that was a grande, if you're getting a venti, this could be semi-old. Oh, 2016. Lord, these prices have gone up, people. So just take this with a grain of salt. A grande was $1,459. This is a daily drink. One daily coffee. I know people who do more than one. A venti, which was $443 daily, was $1,577 annually. I just think, whoa, but I think about, I drink soda, and I think I spent $8 for like a pack a week on that. And so, man, that's a lot of money. And if I just think about eating out, or Suzanne and I were thinking about other things. So Netflix, that's $15 a month or $20 a month, depending on your package. Eating out, obviously, that's lots. People do subscription packages. This is what it is. But this is not just a thing. This is a people. And the people are priceless, I think. And I think this group's pretty priceless, to be honest. So if you want to, I would love today, I just want you to fill out a survey. If you've already filled out the survey, no worries. And yes, Amy says you're investing in yourself. So I do feel totally salesy, and I feel funny. And it's really investing in your future. So your 401k and it just being in it. And it's just a 3-month commitment. And if you miss, I record them all so you can go back and watch them so that you're still part. There's a Facebook group for us to interact. There are some people who aren't great on Facebook, but I do send a reminder email. There's an email that I'm sending also. So if you want to share, you would come back. If you don't feel like you're being successful, or you don't feel like you're failing because you haven't tried anything, then you're just not going to share, and that's okay. You'll learn. But this link, which is going to be underneath and it'll be at the top, but I would love to know what you want. There's 2 questions, super fast survey. It's what's your pain point, and then what are you looking for? And what I hear is what I have been hearing. And so from the people who have filled it out already, a lot of people want honest critique and honest feedback. And that's exactly what we're doing this week and next week. And so that's what we're going to keep doing this and keep coming together and helping each other with whatever issues they are. Everybody's going to have a different goal. We're just going to make sure we're doing SMART goals. And SMART goals, if you don't know, so it's specific, it is measurable, it is attainable or achievable. I read it in a bunch of different ways. R is, I've seen it 2 different things, relevant as well as realistic. I like both, actually. Relevant to your business, relevant to the world, and realistic. It needs to be realistic. So SMART goals. And T is that it's time-based. This is a 3-month time that we are doing this goal. And every week you're filling out this little thing to remind you about the goal and how you moved the needle forward for that goal. And it's focused. Right now, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Right, that's what time it is right now. If I have a bunch of people from the UK, or if I have a bunch of people who can't do it at night, I can do another one during the day. I can do it during the day. I just know some people can't. And when I was building this, I had people who had day jobs, and then I had people who were owning their own business. So realistically, the people with the day jobs, these are people who are really focused on their side hustle, and maybe we can do a lunch thing or something. But right now, it's one group, and it's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's 4 p.m. Pacific. So it's a little bit better, but it's at the end of the day if you're in the Pacific states. And that's it. The end. I think in the future it'll probably change. We did do a Doodle Poll to see the times and days that it could do. I think we're going to keep it this way for at least till the end of the year. And then we might do another Doodle Poll depending on what kind of people are in the group, and so that we can do something that's going to be meetable to people. I don't know if you know my why. My why is hope. The Design Recharge is hope. I want to give you hope that you can make a living at this, and you can make a good living, and you don't feel like you're alone, and that if somebody else did it, you can do it too. And it's just about, for me, everything I do, being a teacher, it's not about the money, but I know that there's something connected to being part of a group where you're paying, and it's not a tiny bit of money. I know that $85 or $100 is a lot. To be honest, it's a lot of money, but it also comes with that commitment. And that's one thing I'm asking. I'm asking you to be committed to this group. So it's going to be open for a week. Opens on the 22nd. I don't hope. The site's going to be changed. Like, you guys can totally make me pay you if the site is not done. I'm working on it this weekend. It will be done. I can do this. I don't know why I have this huge block about this website. I don't know. Do you guys have that? This is what I talk about. These are the things I have trouble with. And luckily, I have people who are supporting me in this group just as much as I'm supporting them. So if you're on my list, you'll get a discount. You have a discount code that will be coming to your email. So be looking for it. Matt says, blocks all over, need some block busting. Absolutely. I feel like mine are clear blocks, so I can see through them, but I just keep hitting them. I keep going in the same direction about the website for some reason. I build websites for other people. I don't know why. I just think we have problems with our own stuff, and that's why this group is so great. So Doc says, this group has helped me undo the blockage. The blockage. Oh, blockage. But I like block age, like the ice age, but it's blockage. I love that. It was kind of a mistype, but I love it. That he'd been building for 2.5 years. So he was working on a product and now it's releasing. Like, I'm super stoked. So we're seeing some results. And, everybody has a different goal. So I just want you to get to that other end goal. And I'm really committed. I do one-on-ones. I'm not promising them, but I do spend time with you one-on-one. I text you and I call you, or we do a video chat, or we do Marco Polo. It just depends on what you need. I'm really here for you. That's the cost of it. And Amy says she's getting clear on her goals. I think for some people, I think it's just figuring out what your niche is, and I think it's really about talking to somebody. And I think that sometimes those are one-on-ones. I'm happy to do those. Hey, Doc.
Hey there.
That was a really bad intro. Anyway, this is my friend Doc Reed, and he is in the Power Station group. Do you want to talk about, and this is unsolicited, you offered this today. Do you want to tell us about what you thought?
About the group? Yeah, I actually was filling out the survey a little bit before jumping into the session here today. And this week, it's extremely helpful. Like, I felt like this was one of the bigger wins of the 13 or so weeks that we've had together. They're talking about like the roadblocks that I was having, and just sort of unsure of what I was doing and moving forward, and then realized, as we were encouraged last week to sort of follow up outside of class type of thing, had a real good conversation, and it took a lot of the uncertainty out of my mind. And then as I started collecting things and examples to share and to sort of show, this is what I've done, this is what I've used them on, and things of that nature, it became more clear to me that I had, in fact, done quite a bit of work. And it was better than I thought it was, type of a thing. And so it was the first time that I had felt that not that I didn't trust the feedback that I had gotten from everybody about that the work that I do is good, type of thing, but it was the first time like I saw it in conjunction, if that makes any sense. And so it validated the cheerleading that was going on in the class. So yeah.
So you had, just to kind of paint the picture for everybody, you had, I'm going to put it on gallery view. So you had created this brush pack in Procreate, in Illustrator, or what?
Illustrator.
Okay, in Illustrator. And you'd created this 2 years ago?
Yeah, I started working on it over 2 years ago.
Okay, and Amy, I think, was in that same thing. She had created like a font and some other corner things. She'd released one of her products. So you'd been working on this, and you'd been niggling with it for a while, right?
Yeah. I'd pretty much finished it a while ago and was still in the process of going back and making sure that it was up to snuff, and that it wouldn't be something that people, when they downloaded it, could go, this is a joke.
Right. So, but some of it was a conversation you were having in your head to yourself.
Oh, 100%. I think that the more conversations I have with people and other creatives that are making and creating things, the more I realize that is on repeat. That's a conversation on repeat in people's heads, regardless of how old you are, where you grew up, gender, like it's there. And the more people that you're comfortable with, and what I liked about the group is it's a big enough place that I will get honest feedback, but it's a safe enough place that I can be vulnerable and ask for those things without feeling like I'm going to be shred apart on a Reddit thread or something like that.
People who supported you and loved you, but but were willing to also tell you. And I think you got feedback early on that Dustin thought it was good.
Yeah.
And then you kept talking to yourself, no, I'm going to rinse, dry, repeat, rinse, dry, repeat. And then when you really looked at it, you were a little bit more proud of it than you thought.
Yeah. Yeah. As I say, I think I initially had designed it one way and was then trying to re-envision it through the lens that Dustin and some other people in the group saw it, its application, and the strengths that it could be used. And that was, for whatever reason, it was hard for me to get out of my own way and see it differently than it had been envisioned. And I know that brush packs are going to be used by every creative in a completely different way. Mm-hmm. Like they'll still be applied to strokes. That'll be the same. But what's done with those strokes is going to vary from creative to creative because of how they work. Mm-hmm. And I discounted that.
Yeah. So. Well, and I think it's the vacuum, right? You kind of you had gotten it, and I think you kind of had some early block age busters. Like I think week 2 was really. I texted you after, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" Right?
Yeah. I think there's a need for facilitation, and you do that, and you allow and ask questions that maybe other people are thinking, but in the beginning aren't necessarily or comfortable enough or familiar with everyone's story and process and where they are, that you have that relationship with that person or a little bit more insight to their pain points and things of that nature through one-on-one conversations or texts or Facebook messages type of a thing. So you've got a little bit more of a, wider vision than the rest of us that are sort of like, Doc seems to be a crier when he gets under pressure. I'm not going to say anything.
Whatever. But I appreciate you're in the group. I appreciate that you're open and honest. I think you give good feedback. I think that you have been able to get past some things. I've been able to get past some things. I feel like you've been able to see a win. And so I feel like it's a good kind of like, oh, wow, I'm getting the momentum and now I can keep going. Because I think it's easier to pedal once you're starting to pedal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And working on a piece for 2.5 years type of thing, it's just getting to that top and the apex or the zenith. And it's like, all of that work was done for a reason. And I'm now able to not coast, but it's coming.
Breathe.
Yeah, it's coming easier. With less and less work, but the more I put into it, the faster I'll get.
But it's also about you've seen a success, so it's not like coasting. It's just like now I've got the momentum. Now you're doing maybe what you want to do more. That you're spending more time doing the things that you want to be doing. Thank you for sharing it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, here's your commercials at the end. Another way to support the channel and the podcast and get extra content like the videos that I add each week, or you get first dibs on some things. We do projects together, and our next project is going to start August 1st. Can't wait. So, and then you get to do it with other people, and I'm real excited about doing it. We do 4 a year, 3 a year, 3 a year. Anyway, we do some every year, and we get together and we talk, just us, patrons. So it's really cool and fun. Anyway, if you want to be, you can support the show for $1, $5. There's some other tiers as well. And there's other content that goes with those. And sometimes it's simple as I do a part 2 video. And the most recent one was this Sean Ferguson part 2. And it's only for patrons at patreon.com/Diane Gibbs. DianeGibbs. I just wanted to tell you about my favorite way to build websites. It's with the Elementor plugin. Elementor is, I've used it with multiple different kinds of themes. It's a WordPress plugin. It makes almost any theme invincible. This plugin has literally changed the way I've been able to design websites. I am really able to do it within a 2-week period for sure. And I really attacked it. I love it. It's so much fun. Elementor makes it so easy. It's like butter, people. Like butter. Makes it smoother and yummy. So if you want to implement with this plugin, it is like $200 a year. Totally worth it. Totally pays for itself in one website. So I love it. I hope you think it's a game changer too. This plugin you can get through my affiliate link, and it's bit.ly/dr, capital D, capital R, Elementor. So the D and the R do have to be capitalized. Just so you know, these are affiliate links. That means if you click on the link and you purchase that item, I will receive an affiliate commission. So it's not really sponsored, but these are people that I have affiliate connections with, but I only tell you things that I love and that I use. So go use Elementor with a capital D, a capital R, Elementor, all lowercase. bit.ly, capital D, capital R, Elementor. I don't know why I said it twice. Anyway, support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/Diane Gibbs, all lowercase, and Audible. Remember Audible, it's changed my life. It's the $15 a month, people. audibletrial.com/design recharge. I don't think anything has to be capitalized in that. All right, I'll see you next week. Oh, hit like, subscribe. You can do the bell or not. And if you ever want to come live, all you have to do is sign up at designrecharge.org or rechargingyou.com. It'll all take you to the same place. And then just sign up for the mailing list, and then you'll get a link and you can come live, and it's at 1:30 Central Time. You can do the math wherever you live. And that's it. So that's the end of today. Look, oh my goodness, we ended early. Thank you guys for watching. Hit like and subscribe. That bookers, why did I do that? Okay. So the link is bit.ly/dr Elementor, but you have to type a capital D and a capital R, like doctor. Well, doctor wouldn't have a capital R, but it's Design Recharge. I was trying to make it not so long, but now with the capitals, it kind of makes it confusing. And I feel like I've been saying that forever. I didn't know the capital letters made a difference, but it does. So it's capital D, capital R, and these little flakies on my shirt. Okay. That would suck big time. Hey, welcome to Design Recharge. I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up. Give you a heads up. What about? Give you a heads up about the commercials? Skip to 2.5 or whatever. Boop. Hey, everybody. I just wanted to tell you about our sponsors for the show. Hey, everybody. I just wanted to tell you about the sponsors for our show today. You, as a listener of Design Recharge, that sounds so weird. Boop. I don't know why my head does that every time I boop. Boop. Hey, I wanted to tell you about the sponsors for the show, or actually these are affiliates, so they're sponsors, not really. Anyway, these are all affiliate. Boop. That's good. Boop. I don't know how to do that. Maybe I just stop. That was probably a weird. Okay. My mom's not watching today, so I could cuss up a story. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to cuss. But she's with my Aunt Jo and my Aunt Sue and my Aunt Betty. But I don't call them Aunt. I just say Betty and Sue and Joe. Anyway, I digress. Hey. Moved my thing. Hey, today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. They are offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day free trial, and that gives you the opportunity to kind of check out their service. I just finished The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. I've been reading a lot this summer. Today, I am starting The Creative Habit by Twyla Tharp and Never Split the Difference. I think I'm going to do, hang on. I think I'm going to do two at once. I'm excited. This one is 8 hours and 51 minutes. I should be able to do it by next week. So check it out. audibletrial.com/designrecharge. To be honest, it's $15 a month. I get one book and they give you discounts. Like today, I got three extra credits, which one book equals one credit. And they have it all this time. You can buy 3 credits for $33. So that means $11 per thing, which is freaking awesome. And I do get a lot of books that way. I think it's really important for your business that you continue to grow and learn and read. And reading has been huge for me, but I'm a really slow reader. So it is really important that I can listen, and I can listen while I'm walking or mowing or driving. And those things have really changed my business. So I just wanted to let you know.